Hello everyone, I'm here today to review Transformers Legacy Blaster and Eject. Now, these figures... Oh, well. There you go. These figures I just got yesterday. Sorry, I had to think there for a second. These figures are really good. They have really nice design. And Blaster's back is clean. It's clean. His gun stores on there very well, and I like it. But yeah. I also like how well the paint is applied to his chest here. Like, it's applied on very well. It's designed well. The buttons to open it just pop right there. Now, unfortunately, I do not have much of experience with Blaster, as he was never a main character of my childhood for the Transformers. My very first Transformer was actually Breakaway from Time's Return. Then I got into Time's Return for a bit. Then I kind of just... Then evolved into Rescue Bots. Then R.I.D., the newer one. That one was alright. Then I got into Prime, Transformers Prime, which was fun. Then, War for Cybertron came around. That was really fun, actually. I got into the movies for a bit. Last night, really, I enjoyed it, but now that I actually know a lot more about the Transformers, it was very inaccurate to some of the designs. I liked it, but didn't like it at the same time. It was odd. It was an odd movie. But yeah, this is Blaster. Now, I really like Blaster because, first of all, very articulated. He has good posing. His hands don't, just suck in. They just kind of stay like this. And they kind of click in here a bit. But they can also do this due to them not being, fully tabbed in. Plus, he can press his own button if you untap this hinge here that's in his arm. Kind of angle his hand like so. Then, boom. Presses his buttons. There you go. Blaster's tape decks open, where you could just slide in eject, and boom, close it up, like so. Blaster's chest is now closed, compact, and that adds a bit more heft to him, which is nice. One downside I have to say about this figure, besides, well, actually, I'm just going to talk about the main issue that I have with this figure right now. You see this kind of split right here? This causes this piece right here to be very loose, so it kind of just flicks around by itself a bit. But that happened all because inside here, if the camera wants to focus, you see inside there, they didn't put the pin in right. But you see, I can't remove the pin out here, and it's put in here. The pin got inserted in wrong, and with that, he's kind of just all messed up there. So now his knee is unnecessarily tight, and it's put in wrong, leaving a bit of this ugly gap here, and this just being a lot more loose than this one right here. So, yeah. Another thing is, I enjoy his head, good design, but when you're transforming him, you never want to turn his head around and then put it in. As if you do that, it's going to be really hard to pull. That's why you want to just leave it like this and flip it in. So, you can just kind of pull by the front of his noggin here when you're pulling his head up. So that's something you might want to keep in mind when you transform him. Now, before I get more into him, let's talk about his accessory. This is his blaster. This is Blaster's blaster, to be more specific. It is well detailed. I like how they did the scope detail too. It was nice. It looks fine actually. The barrel is well designed. I like all the little lines and greaving. Would the correct term be greaving or chiseling? I can't remember. Either way, it is... Did I say either? Is it either? Damn it! I am not good at this right now. Either way, I do really like it. Bit hollow there and here and there, but, I'm not going to really complain about it. It's a blaster. You're only going to really see it from the top, side, and maybe just a tad from the bottom. It depends on what angle you view it at. There's also this little slot right here. This is mainly used for his alt mode. I almost said vehicle mode. His boombox? Yeah, he'll be a boombox. Where this little tab right here You can just slide this little slot into the said tab, like so. And it kind of just pegs in there. Another thing that I really enjoy about this is he's virtually kibbleless. Like, his back, that's clean. That is, like, really clean. It's a lovely back. It's clean. It works. You know, not as bad as his Decepticon counterpart here, which actually has, like, full backpack. I mean, in Soundwave's case, it's kind of justified because, you know, the G1 the G1 model had a pretty prominent backpack. So, you know. Also, I'll be doing a size comparison with Soundwave and Blaster here in a bit. Another thing that I like is all of the, like, paints, the details, like the greveling. Like, they use really durable paint for his chest because they know that if a kid gets this figure, it's going to be played with a lot. I mean, that this paint, they use durable paint. Another cool thing is they dual molded this. They used clear plastic as decorative and solid plastic as structural, except for this hinge part, which I kind of don't like. I kind of wish they used the normal plastic as structure and the clear plastic as just decorative. But besides that, you know, I still really like it. Plus on the inside, oh my god. There you go, I was about to say. On the inside, you can see a lot of nice mechanical detail. Damn, is he really that thin? 1 second, let me... Jeez, I just noticed that. You could, like, see through his plastic a bit. Nothing too bad to complain about, though. I like how they did his legs, you know. They're solid, they're sturdy. Nice ankle pivot, too. Actually, speaking of ankle pivots, might as well get into his articulation now. So, first of all, his head's on a bit of a ball joint, so he can look up, down. Head can go full 360. His arms can go out that far. They're on a swivel joint. Man, it's been a while since I've done a review, so I can't remember all the terms right now. And it can go full 360. So you can just go all the way around. His, man, I'm sorry, guys. I can't remember what this part of the arm is called. But that part of the forearm, there you go. Or is this the forearm? God damn it! I don't know. But, yeah. That's on a full swivel. His forearm, this should be his forearm, I think, is on a tab, but also on a hinge. This is more or less for transformation, but you can utilize it to press his button. Like so. It also clips in very well. I like that. Then his wrist, I've already shown, it can go in that far, out that far, but no swivel, which kind of sucks as you can see, they did have room for it, but I think if they did it, they might have snapped, so, yeah. If you count this button and the cassette opening, the cassette slot opening, then, yeah, that can count as a hinge as well if you wish to. He has a nice waist swivel, full 360, nice and smooth, not too tight, not too loose. His legs can go out that far, and due to this being as a flap, they can also go back that far, which is lovely. They're on a full 360. His legs, 1 second, bam, bam. He can do a split. This leg's a bit loose, unfortunately, but never seen him do that. His leg's a bit loose, unfortunately. His legs are also on 360 swivels at the thigh. They have a nice knee bend. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, he has a very nice ankle pivot too, which all the parts for his alt mode kind of really do fill in that well. It fills it in very nice. And again, if you count this as a hinge or or robot piece, then you could just kind of rotate those around. Also, I'm doing that because they're also a bit of a pain to deal with during transformation. But yeah, this is Blaster. So now since we're done with him, I'll transform him after I transform his little partner here. This is Eject. Unfortunately, he is made out of clear plastic, which admittedly I like clear plastic, but as I said earlier, it should only be used as decorative, never structural, as most of this ledge joints are, which really suck. What's cool is I think if I can... 1 second. should be able to... There you go. You can see all of his joints through the clear plastic there, which is kind of neat. And sorry if I blinded you guys there. But yeah. Another part of his transformation is you can just want to be gentle while doing this, but you want to pull from the bottom of his legs like so. Straighten them out, then bring them down. Turn that little piece around. Same with this side. Straighten it out. Straighten his arm out. Straighten his other arm out. Then there's this little notch that sticks a bit out on Eject's back that you just kind of want to try to get. And boom. Turn his head around, and boom. There you go. There's Eject. For size comparison, there's Eject Blaster. And as I said earlier, I will be doing a size comparison with Soundwave, so let's get them out. Come on, straighten out. And boom. Blaster is a bit bigger than Siege Soundwave. I think that's more or less because... Was Blaster bigger than Soundwave in the cartoon, or were they the same size? I can't remember. I haven't watched the cartoon in a while. Dang, now I gotta go watch it just to make sure later. Lovely. I mean, I like the cartoon though, so that's fine. Eject has some nice gold details along with the blue parts. Like he has little fists. Yeah, I have to get like certain angles so you guys can see that. He has little fists, little details. If you look closely, there's even a little spot right there on his chest for an Autobot logo. I mean, there's no Autobot logo there, but it's molded to have one, which I like. His legs actually, if you look closely, you can see he has little feet too, which is nice. I like how they painted his face. They gave him tiny little blue eyes. You can't really see it due to the shadow, but they gave him little blue eyes and a nice orange mouth guard. Eject's articulation is a 360 rotation at the arms up here. I just want to let you know to be careful, as the whole joint here that goes in here is clear plastic, so I don't really fiddle around with that bit too much. Due to his head being on a ball joint, he can look up as far as he wants and can do a full 360 swivel. He cannot look down due to all this plastic being in front of it, so he can't just look down. So yeah, his arms can go out that far, in that far, and due to his arms being on a ball joint, they can go full 360, bend forward just a bit past 80, 90 maybe. And then we get to his legs, which can go back that far, forward that far, and can kick in that far, and kick out that far. And he can do the splits. Due to me transforming his arms, he cannot do them perfectly, but he can do a perfect split. And with that, let's just finish off his cassette mode, because I also wanted to show you what he looks like in Soundwave. Due to Soundwave's cassette slot being, solid clear plastic, might as well test it out and see how it looks. Slide it in. Boom. The gold highlights from Eject make the gold in Soundwave look a lot better and a lot more complete, which I do like. Makes it look lovely. Switch it around, and you can get all those gray parts there, which does not look as good, but I still kind of like it. Hey, look at that. It actually popped out. It usually stays inside Soundwave whenever I try to pop it open. Now, for transformation, let's just put Eject in there. Now, for the transformation of Blaster, first of all, what I like to do is I like to rotate his waist first. Then, I pop open this piece. Obviously, you want to pull that open. Fold in the head, like so. Close it. Now, want to flip around his hands, rotate them around, then boom, untap his forearm from the rest of his arm, and flip that up. Now later on, you'll need to pay attention to this little slot here, because I'll be pegging into this tab here. Now, you want to unfold all this. Oh man, I'm not showing that on camera well, am I? Sorry about that. Then you want to slide that up, like so. Fold in his feet, and since we already did this piece where you just flip it in, because you see, this is how it's supposed to look in robot mode. Then when you push it in, This is how it's supposed to look in his boombox mode. Now, I like to save typing this in after I take care of his legs. So let's just slide that up. Like, come on, are you tabbing in? You want to make sure it does tab in. Bend that up like so. Now you do all that same stuff on this side. You kind of want to leave that up a bit. Bam, bam. Actually, the first thing you want to do is take care of this, though, as that will be a pain to deal with later. Fold that in. Make sure it's all kind of like working into each other. The legs tab. There's these little... You want to align them? Now there's these little leg tabs here. And this little slot just... There you go. Push it in, like so. I want to make sure that all stays tabbed together. So you can pull up these little pieces right here. And then snap them together. And there you go. We got Blaster. Nope. That select's untabbed a bit on my copy due to the messed up leg. But yeah, this is Blaster. All the detail I enjoy. Almost every little bit that you saw in the robot mode goes in here, except for the arms, because, the arms actually are right here, but go inside. Now, there's two ways you can set up Blaster's gun in his alt mode. You can set it up as this way, which admittedly I do like. It's nice, clean. Or you can set up in this way, which makes it look like an antenna, which I prefer a lot more. Now, a lot of the bits and pieces that you see here were shown in the robot mode, which I enjoyed. And I just noticed these dials are at different angles. Every little bit over here and here aren't mirrored. I mean, yeah, they borrowed tads of parts here, but these are different sized. These are in different directions. The slots are different. This thing is facing upwards while this one's facing this way. The only thing that's not even, the buttons are even the same. Like, we have the two of the exact same buttons. We have one button. Then we have volume up, volume down. Jeez, and then we have a little headphone jack, and then we have more buttons here. Every little bit is different. I just noticed that. Oh my god. They did not mirror a single thing on this whole red part here. That is lovely. Now, yeah, back to what I was saying. Sorry, I just noticed that. I've had this dude since yesterday, so I haven't had time to notice a lot of his details. I just noticed that. Ow. I just noticed that, and that's lovely. I love that. But yeah, this is Blaster. I like every little detail that went into this dude. Like, this dude is awesome looking. Like, there's no better way to have this figure than in this way. Now, if there's any complaints I have about this figure, I have none. Actually, no, I do. But it's not even about Blaster. It's more or less about his cassette. They should use solid plastic with this dude next time, and not clear. Like, if this dude ever gets released in the 86 line, they gotta use solid plastic, or maybe change out the cassette for another one of Blaster's cassettes. Because besides that, this dude is perfect. This dude is lovely. He's solid. He's made out of good plastic. I mean, look at him. He is lovely. I love this dude. And you know what? I almost forgot. This is his box. I wanted to show this, but I almost forgot to show it. I was going to show this in the beginning, but I forgot to, so might as well show it now before I forget again. I forgot to show Soundwave's box, and now that thing's got a bit torn up. So yeah, this is Blaster's box. I love the artwork that they get here. Like, we have a close-up, then a far-away image of the same image. Then it shows everything about the figure back here. And you can actually scan this to be taken to their app, which shows, like, the stats of Blaster. I'm not sure if there'd be a separate one for eject here, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was or was not. But yeah, this is the box. And you know what? I think I'd say that's it for Blaster today. And you know what? I love Blaster. Blaster's a lovely figure. They did him well. They did him right. And I'm proud to say I'm a proud owner of this figure. If I can figure out how to fix his legs, I'll be even prouder owner. But for now, I'm happy with him. I'm perfectly happy with him. And you know, they most likely got the really good designers for Blaster here, because he's a stellar figure. He is solid. He might break on you if you do not take a good job at if you do not do a good job at taking care of him. But besides that, he is a really good figure. He's a sturdy figure, and he should not break on you unless and you know what, he might break on you. Who knows? If you get unlucky and get a copy like mine that has a bit of a messed up leg, and besides that, you know, nothing too bad. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and see ya, my dudes.